Right? Buckle up, royal watchers, because we got a story that's part medical drama, part literary festival, and 100% proof that even queens can't escape the absolute misery of a proper British sinus infection. Picture this. Queen Camilla, the woman who survived decades of tabloid hell and emerged as one of the most beloved royals, has been knocked sideways by something so utterly mundane it makes you wonder if the universe has a sense of humor. We're talking acute sinusitis. People, basically the royal equivalent of being defeated by your own face. And while King Charles is reportedly feeling rather glum about his wife's health struggles, Camilla herself is out there proving that you can take the Queen out of the event, but you absolutely cannot take the event out of the Queen. Now, before we dive into this delicious mix of royal resilience and relatable human misery, let me set the scene for you. We're in the middle of what should have been a perfectly routine royal week. You know, the usual mix of state visits, literary celebrations, and probably someone somewhere curtsying incorrectly. But then boom, Mother Nature decides to remind everyone that royalty doesn't come with immunity to the common cold's more aggressive cousin. Camilla gets hit with sinusitis so severe that she has to miss the Duchess of Kent's funeral. And trust me, when a royal misses a funeral, you know they're feeling absolutely dreadful. It's like calling in sick to your own wedding. It just doesn't happen unless you're practically horizontal. But here's where our story takes a turn that's more inspiring than a Jane Austen novel and twice as dramatic. Rather than retreating to her royal sickbed with a hot water bottle and a box of tissues the size of a small country, what does our Camilla do? She powers through like the absolute legend she is and shows up to her literary festival at Chatsworth House, voice crackling like a poly-tuned radio but spirit intact. The woman literally opened her speech by warning everyone that her voice might give out halfway through. Imagine having that level of self-awareness and still choosing to soldier on. It's like announcing you're running a marathon with a broken leg, and then actually doing it. And let's talk about the timing here, because it's more perfectly orchestrated than a royal wedding processional. Camilla misses a funeral on Tuesday. Devastating, respectful, completely understandable. Then she somehow musters the energy to attend Trump's state visit later that week, including a glittering state banquet at Windsor Castle, because apparently international diplomacy waits for no sinus infection. The woman went from too ill to attend a funeral to sparkling at a state dinner faster than you can say royal duty calls. It's like watching someone go from death's door to red carpet ready in the span of a few days, truly the stuff of royal legend. Now, here's where it gets absolutely brilliant, and this is why Camilla has become such an unexpected royal treasure. At the Chatsworth Literary Festival, she's standing there in her polka dot dress looking like she stepped out of a 1950s movie, voice hoarse from illness and probably running on nothing but determination and strong tea, and she starts making joke about Colin Firth, Mr. Darcy. The woman is literally fighting through acute sinusitis and decides this is a perfect moment to suggest that Lord Burlington should reenact the famous lake scene from Pride and Prejudice. I mean, the audacity, the brilliance, the sheer blood-mindedness of turning a health struggle into comedic gold. But wait, it gets even better, and this is where Camilla's true genius shines through like a perfectly polished crown jewel. She completely misremembered the iconic scene, mixing up the BBC version with the 2005 film adaptation, and somehow made it even more entertaining. Here's a woman who's probably been popping decongestants like Tic Tacs, her head feeling like it's been stuffed with cotton wool, and she's out there confidently describing a scene that never actually happened quite the way she said it did. It's peak human behavior dressed up in royal protocol, and honestly, it's more relatable than anything the royals have done in decades. The backstory to this whole literary adventure makes it even more incredible when you consider what Camilla has built from absolutely nothing. Her reading room started as literally 9 book recommendations scribbled on a notepad during the first lockdown, probably while she was going stir-crazy in whatever palace she was isolating in, thinking, well, if I'm stuck here, at least I can tell people what to read. And now? Now it's this massive online community with 180,000 members and an annual audience of 12 million people from 183 countries. It's like watching someone turn a shopping list into a multinational corporation, except with more literary merit and fewer spreadsheets. The transformation of Camilla from controversial royal stepmother to beloved queen consort is honestly one of the most remarkable royal redemption stories in modern history, and this illness episode just adds another layer to her legend. Think about it. 20 years ago, if Camilla had missed a royal event due to illness, the headlines would have been brutal, the speculation endless, and the public sympathy practically non-existent. But now? Now we've got King Charles reportedly feeling sad about his wife's health struggles, and the public is genuinely concerned about whether she's getting enough rest and taking her medication properly. It's like watching the world's slowest, most public relationship rehabilitation, and somehow it actually worked. And let's address the elephant wearing a crown in the room. The fact that Camilla somehow managed to attend a state banquet for Donald Trump while battling acute sinusitis is either the most impressive display of royal duty in recent memory or evidence that she's actually superhuman. Picture the scene. You're feeling like your head is going to explode, your voice sounds like you've been gargling gravel, and you still have to make small talk with international dignitaries while wearing a tiara and remembering which fork to use for the fish calls. It's like competing in the Olympics while having the flu. Technically possible, but absolutely not recommended for mere mortals. The literary festival itself becomes even more poignant when you realize that Camilla built this entire empire of book lovers while the world was falling apart during the pandemic. While everyone else was stress-baking sourdough or learning TikTok dances, Camilla was quietly revolutionizing how royals engage with the public through something as simple and powerful as shared reading experiences. She took the most basic human pleasure, losing yourself in a good book, and turned it into a global phenomenon that now attracts authors, celebrities, and regular readers from nearly every country on Earth. What makes this whole situation even more fascinating is how it reveals a modern royal approach to public duty versus personal health. The old-school royal motto was basically never complain, never explain, never call in sick, but Camilla's handling of this illness shows a much more human approach. She's transparent about feeling unwell, honest about her limitations, but still committed to showing up when it really matters. It's like she's rewriting the royal rulebook in real time, proving that you can be authentic about your struggles while still maintaining that sense of duty and service that defines modern monarchy. The Jane Austen connection adds this perfect layer of literary irony to the whole story, because here's Camilla, feeling probably like one of Austen's more dramatically afflicted heroines, standing in the actual location where Pemberley was filmed, making jokes about wet shirt scenes while battling her own very real health drama. If Jane Austen were alive today, she'd probably write an entire novel about a queen consort who conquers social media through book recommendations and refuses to let a sinus infection stop her from hosting international literary events. The plot practically writes itself. And here's what makes King Charles' reported sadness about Camilla's illness so touching. It shows us a side of royal marriage that we rarely get to see. Behind all the state visits and ceremonial duties, there's just a husband worried about his wife's health, probably hovering around with tea and tissues, asking if she's taken her medicine and whether she should really be going to that literary festival when she can barely speak. It's beautifully, ordinarily human in the midst of all this extraordinary royal pageantry. The ripple effects of Camilla's illness and recovery also highlight something fascinating about modern royal coverage. We're genuinely invested in her well-being in a way that would have been unimaginable 20 years ago. The comment sections are full of people offering home remedies for sinusitis, sharing their own experiences with similar illnesses, and expressing genuine concern for her recovery. She's managed to transform herself from tabloid villain to beloved royal grandmother figure, and this illness episode just reinforces how completely that transformation has been. So there you have it, Royal Watchers, the incredible story of how Queen Camilla turned acute sinusitis into a masterclass in royal duty, literary passion, and the kind of British determination that built an empire. From missing funerals to hosting international guests, from croaky voice warnings to Mr. Darcy jokes, she's shown us that sometimes the most human moments make for the most regal behavior. If you enjoyed this tale of royal resilience and literary dedication, hit that like button faster than Camilla can recommend a good book. Subscribe to Royal Pancakes for more delicious royal drama served with a side of wit, and let me know in the comments what your favorite royal illness recovery story is. Because let's face it, we've all been there with the sinusitis struggle. Thanks for watching.